Well, I'm heading out on a nice lunch ride today, and I'm gonna be riding into the Sacramento Delta area to what's known as Freeport for lunch. And the ride along the Delta can be challenging because there's a drop-off on one side that goes into the river, and there's a drop-off on the other side that goes into trees and plants, so it'll be fun. This is where I'm opened up the BRP Go app on the phone, plugged it into the bike, turned the bike on, got going. I pushed the once the headset has connected, I can push the joystick up and get music playing. I can then open up Rever, and it doesn't have a record button, but what I found is since I've set up some favorites, I can just open up one of the favorites by pushing the joystick up and going to the heart and then activating one of the routes. And then as soon as it's activated, it still comes up gray, so there's still a problem with Rever, but I can then instantly go over to the right side and end the route, so it's no longer navigating me, but it is recording the track and the ride today. So then I can go out of Rever, and eventually once, because I'm riding along and I'm doing this while I'm riding, I open up Sygic and I've got the route already set up to run, and I'm waiting for it to happen. I'm recording the voice after I've done it, but it just wants to know if I really want to go on the route I had set up, and I said yes I do, and so now the route's set up, and now I can just get going on the nice ride to get to meet with friends somewhere about 80 odd miles away. Well, let's see, we're getting together. The first I did a ride January 1st, but it was all highway and the sun washed out the dash, so I'm getting my music playing, getting back into Sygic again. Whole bunch of us going to lunch, hoping that my microphones are on. The camera will pick up the slow speed talk, but I doubt whether I'll get the talking if I get going any faster. Now I gotta get hopefully everybody can get out. My last video, I talked about vibration. And one of the things that I forgot to mention was using a selfie stick. I tried it. I put a GoPro selfie stick in PVC tubing attached to the rider backrest on my RT, and you have to twist to unlock it, and then twist again to lock it back. And with the vibration, I would go someplace and then check the camera, and the whole thing collapsed on me, so all I got was the back of my helmet. I found a video that they use a Insta360 selfie stick. It doesn't have a twist and lock mechanism. You just pull it out to extend it, and it's so stiff it doesn't collapse very easily. I've also got a special tripod attached to the rack, and I'll show pictures. and I think a 6-7 inch 8-inch extension that if I want the 360 camera to get the people in front and the people behind me, it won't collapse. And at the moment I've got an Insta360 selfie stick with the camera sticking out of my left side. I'm just experimenting. Okay, this is a PVC pipe that I put together. I used it on my RT. It would sit around about like this, attached to the rider backrest. I used Velcro and wire wraps around the eye bolts at the bottom, and I used tie downs at the top to tie it down to the armrests. And what I did was the GoPro selfie stick that came with the Fusion, and what you can get, I think $60. It is a wide grip selfie stick that turns into a tripod if you want, but it also is a collapsible stick that you can tighten and loosen by turning and tightening it to loosen it and tighten it. And what I did is this, I drilled a hole in the end of this PVC cap, and I put some felt stuff down inside the tube so that it would, I think it's probably come unstuck a bit, but then you'd screw it down like this, and it would keep it from even trying to hop out. But what I didn't think about was the fact that during vibration, even though you've tightened the stick, during riding, it would collapse. So I needed it to be, the passenger seat of the F3 is taller than the RT was, so it would have sat more down here, and for my riding height, I needed it to be just a bit more taller than my helmet, so it could see in front of and behind me when I'm riding. The problem is, when I got going someplace, when it stopped and we took a break, the selfie stick had collapsed because of the vibration. So what I found is, this is an Insta360. This here, it's more for normal cameras, not for GoPros. I've got a GoPro attachment here so that I can attach the GoPro to it. It doesn't, you don't turn it to unlock it, you just pull it out. And I mean, it extends and extends and extends. And I had, with the trunk down, I had it extended like this, and of course it would vibrate up and down, and you could see the vibration on the video, but the camera was perfectly steady. I experimented. I also experimented with it. This is a it's a special tripod that can collapse, so you can hold all three together and hold it when you're doing a video log, or you can let it open up, and it's the only tripod I found where I can actually attach it to a rack. And so I've got a just a, I think 6-inch, 7-inch. It doesn't collapse, but it's tall enough that when I put my GoPro Max up there, as long as I've tightened it down, and that's the problem, is that I thought I tightened it down yesterday, and I just got some video of riding on the roads to get on the freeway, but before I got on the freeway I took it off and it was starting to come loose, that right here. It was not tight. So I'm going to have to play with this because it turns down there so you can tighten it. But I'm experimenting with these selfie sticks and trying to get different views. I'll try and come up with the name of this tripod, but it's perfect to go on the back of a trunk on a rack. This is riding the Delta in Sacramento area. I don't think we're going very far, but it's 11, almost 11:20 or 25, whatever. So we're going somewhere for lunch. There's a lot of history in the Sacramento Delta area. One place is called Locke, L-O-C-K-E. It was a little Chinese community, and it's still just the way it was when they first started building it, although some of the buildings are sagging. They've modernized some of the buildings for up-to-date restaurants, but there's still some of it that is original. My GPS is telling me that my destination is on the right. Somehow I don't think so. So there's traffic up ahead. The route has finished. I don't think Sygic is telling me where to go anymore. I don't get on the bike in the winter so often, so it takes a bit of getting used to for this helmet and the face shield. And when it comes to a sudden drop off on the right and cones and traffic construction on the left, I'm watching the road. I'm not trying to play with my dash or anything. I've known a few people in the past to play with cameras, play with devices, work with whatever radar detectors and what have you, and they've come off the bike. They've lost, and I know one guy who literally was trying to check his dash. He couldn't see it very well and went head on into another vehicle going in the other direction. And it's no fun when you hear stories like that. So you've really got to pay attention to what you're doing.